Did you know the HSK is changing?
What?
Yes, indeed. Announced in May 2020, a brand new HSK will be released in 2021. But what exactly is it? Does it affect you? How many levels are there? How many words do you need to know? All these questions we plan to answer in this video, and that is why I am here today. So the aforementioned tweet, which was released by the official HSK Twitter account on May the 21st, 2020, reads as follows, as you'll see on the screen right now. HSK is about to be reformed in 2020. The Chinese proficiency standards will usher in a new change, a hybrid paradigm of 3 stages and 9 levels, characterized by integration and all-in-one. If you're like me, you may well be confused after listening to that and reading that. Don't worry, that's why we are here today. We're here to answer all those frequently asked questions about the new HSK. We've received a ton from all of our students. So without further ado, let's go into the new HSK. So welcome along to the LTL Mandarin School YouTube channel with myself, Max from Team Marketing. So as you know, today we're all about new HSK. But 2 things before we get stuck into those frequently asked questions I quickly want to run by you. If you're here watching me right now and you've got this far, it means that you're probably interested in studying Mandarin, Chinese, or Chinese culture or something along those lines. If so, hold it right there and subscribe to our channel, because we have a plethora of fantastic videos, not just about learning Chinese. We are far from just a Mandarin language centre. We teach you about culture, we teach you about China, dialects, the different things between North and South and all the regions, many things. And I know that if you're watching this right now, you'll be super interested in our channel. So I would love it if you could just go down and subscribe to our channel, see if you like it. If you don't like it, no problem, unsubscribe in a week's time. Also, the second thing, if you are interested in the HSK, you've studied it before, or you have questions yourself, drop us a comment below. We are genuine human beings here at LTL Mandarin School, and we reply to every single comment we get. There's no automated robotic replies. We're genuine people. We love to start up conversations. We love building a community. So comment below if you've got any questions or even any observations. Like the video and get involved in our community. We're growing all the time, and we would love you to be a part of that. And finally, just before we go on to the HSK FAQs from you guys, you should know that we are in fact a HSK accredited test centre by Hanban. So that means that you can take the HSK exam with us. We can get everything sorted out for you. We even have HSK preparational courses. You can do them online or in person, whichever one suits you. You can study to any level, so if you're a beginner or you're all the way through to HSK 6, or perhaps in future some of the even harder levels that are going to come into play, you can study with us. So just get in touch, drop us an email, visit our website. Our courses are all available at ltl-school.com. And fun fact for you that I think you're going to like, our HSK students have a 95% pass rate, and that is genuinely true. That's partly because of 2 things. 1, we have the best teachers, they're super, and they will get you where you want to get to in the time frame that you have. And 2, we have the best students. All you guys that come and study with us do such a grand job. You're super motivated, and we would love to see more of you at LTL Mandarin School. So whatever time you've got, whether it's 1 week or 1 year, whether your budget's small or large, whether you want to come to China or study online, we cater to you, so we get everything sorted out. If I come to you and say, I want to get from HSK 1 to 4 in a certain amount of time, we will help you do that, no problem. So that's all the formalities out the way. Now let's get on with the HSK Online FAQs. Okay, FAQ number 1 for new HSK. How many levels are there? So in the current HSK exam structure, you have 6 levels. You have HSK 1, which is the most basic of all the levels, all the way through to HSK 6, which is currently the most advanced level any foreign speaker can take for Chinese proficiency. So 6 levels, that is now going to be changing to 9 levels. HSK 1 still being the most basic and HSK 9 being the most advanced. Now, this isn't a case of them spreading out the words. So for example, at the moment you need to know a certain amount of words to pass HSK 6, they're adding them on, so it's going to become even more difficult than it is at the moment. And actually that is going to apply to all levels as well. So as an example, HSK 1 at the moment requires you to know 150 words. You can do this in a matter of a few weeks, no problem with this at all. Pass the HSK 1 super fast. In the new structure, you're going to need to know 500 words to pass the HSK 1, which will take a little bit longer because of course we're actually not doubling, we're more than trebling the words we need to know. And this theory basically applies to all the levels. So, how many levels in the new HSK? There will now be 9 instead of 6. Okay, FAQ number 2. How many words do I need to know to pass the new HSK? Well, firstly, that depends, of course, on what level you are deciding to take. But let me tell you right now, no matter what level you're choosing, it's going to be harder than it was before, I'm afraid. That's from HSK 1 all the way through to 9. Let me show you that right now. So you can see on the screen we have our 9 levels here. This is the table which is available on our blog, ltl-school.com/new-HSK. You can find out more information on there. So as you can see, HSK 1 requires 500 words, as we just mentioned. That's a 350 word increase on before. HSK 9 will require 11,092 words. Now, to put that into perspective, currently the highest level HSK is HSK 6, and you need to know 5,000 words for that. That's super difficult, by the way. Now you need to more than double it to pass the most advanced HSK level. So they're certainly giving us a run for our money with this. So as you can see, every single level of the HSK is going to demand more words than what you knew before, making it much, much more difficult. HSK 1 requiring 500 all the way through to HSK 9, 11,092. Now you'll have seen on the table there that not all the details are quite clear yet. So for HSK 7, 8 and 9, we know the total number of words we're going to need to know, but we don't know the breakdown. So I guess we could probably give a rough idea. Perhaps the HSK 7 will require 7,000-ish. HSK 8 might require 9,000, and then HSK 9 will require 11,092. When the breakdowns are confirmed, we'll update our blog. So make sure, if you want to find out first, be subscribed to our newsletter, which you can do on our website at the footer of every single page. And as soon as changes are made, you will be the first to know. Okay, FAQ number 3 for the new HSK, and probably the most frequently asked question of the lot. Why HSK? Why have you made this exam harder? Why the changes? Well, there's 2 key reasons for this, and one quite simply is to make it harder. Quite simply, the HSK believed that getting to a C2 level, or supposedly HSK 6, was not advanced enough. So in theory, HSK 6 is the hardest or most difficult level any non-native speaker can get to. And apparently this level is still not anywhere near native level, which, to be honest, as someone who's about between HSK 5 and 6 at the moment, I can probably vouch for that myself. So what they want to do is try and give a fairer reflection of abilities. So HSK 1 to 3 will now be defined as beginner, 4 to 6 as intermediate, and 7 to 9 as advanced. And then when you get to this level, this is where you're looking at native speaker levels. The second reason is to align it more with the European Frame Network. So basically this requires A1 through to C2 level. Many of you are probably familiar with this when you're studying a language in Europe. A1 being the most basic, so HSK 1, and C2 being the most advanced. which currently in theory is HSK 6. But what they're saying now is that HSK 6 in the new version will probably be around B2 to C1 level, perhaps more B2. And then when you get to HSK 7, 8 and 9, you enter the C levels of C1 and 2. So what they're trying to do is match it up more with this framework set for European languages. So they are the two prime reasons why the HSK are changing. We don't like it, sure, but we can see the logic behind it. What does this mean for you? So this is something that many of you have actually asked us in the meantime. The changes to the HSK framework, what do they mean for me going forward? Well, first things first, we're actually not fully sure yet. So what we tried to do, this announcement was made a few months ago from the time of filming now. And to this point, we still don't know too many details. We have collated as much as we can, which is why we're bringing you this video now. So first things first, don't worry, there's no need to panic. HSK, for example, 3, 4 and 5 are going to be more difficult in the future. So you might be thinking, well, I haven't taken a HSK exam yet and I need this HSK level to apply for this job or this university. Now do I have to study loads more to get that? Don't worry, this should change and alternate. So for example, HSK 4, you need to know over 1,000 more new words. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do this to get into the job or university that you need. So as an example, at the moment, you sometimes need a HSK 4 level to apply for certain courses in Chinese universities. And if you want to work in a Chinese company, they would sometimes ask for a HSK 5 level. That doesn't mean in future that you have to do this to get there. They will probably lower this, so perhaps you just need a HSK 3. Maybe some places would even ask for a HSK 2, some might ask for 3 or 4. We don't know yet, so this will all be company and university dependent. What we would just say in the meantime is keep studying, don't panic, you don't need to cram in all these characters right now. The changes will come into effect slowly but surely, and then as soon as we find out, as I said before, you will find out as well if you are subscribed to our newsletter. So what does it mean for me? It means don't panic, keep studying hard, and then the other changes will be made in the future. What apps can I use to study for the HSK? Now, the answer to this doesn't really change because the HSK is still the same, old or new, the vocab is the same. There's just obviously more added on to the end. And there's two I would like to recommend to you today. And we actually have video reviews on both of these. They're two apps that I personally have used to increase my vocabulary hugely. Really, it's skyrocketed thanks to these two apps. The first one is called HSK Online. There should be a link to the video above. We've also got a blog on this app as well, which you can find in the description below. So the app is called HSK Online, and basically it's all about past papers, vocabulary, sentence structures, listening, reading, writing. You can sign up to their lifetime VIP, which is quite good because it's just a one-off payment. You can even actually purchase tutors from them as well, so they can check your written work and things like this. There's lots that you can do in the app, and it's one that I've always really enjoyed using. They've also got what probably is the best thing about the app is past papers and mock exams as well, so you can use these and get a feel for the HSK, because a really important tip with the HSK, it's all about knowing about the exam and how it's laid out and how it works. If you know this, you're probably halfway there, because knowing the structure that is super important, the breakdowns of time, etc. HSK Online is very good at doing that. The second app that I would like to recommend to you is my personal favourite Chinese language learning app. It's not HSK driven, but you can tailor it to be HSK driven. It's called Hack Chinese. This is something that I came across at the start of 2020, and I really passionately love this app. I've actually met the creator of the app. He's a lovely guy called Daniel from the USA. I met him in Hong Kong, and he talked extensively about the app. I talked extensively about my time using it, and it's a really good app. In fact, if you check out my video for Hack Chinese, you will see the progress I made. I made massive progress in the year of 2020, and I'm continuing to do so now. I've used it every day for over 4 months, and I would highly recommend you do the same. So what you can do in Hack Chinese is set lists. So these lists allow you to study certain vocabulary. So this could be weather, it could be times of the year, it could be occupations, it could be a whole ton of different things, and you can pick them. And what they also have inbuilt into the app is the HSK vocab itself. So if you're studying for HSK2, you can download the HSK2 list and study these using their spaced repetition technique. I won't go into too much detail. I would recommend you watch that video that I filmed before. Also, if you want to read about it in more detail, check out the blog. It's also in the description below. So HSK Online and Hack Chinese, two of my favourite apps to help you expand your HSK vocabulary, and that applies to old HSK and new HSK. Alright, then that brings us to our final FAQ on the new HSK. Where can I study for the HSK exam? Stupid question. LTL Mandarin School, of course. Why though? Why? So of course I'm biased, but let me give you some reasons. Well, at the start of the video, of course, I told you that our HSK student pass rate for the exam of all levels is 95%. We've taken students from HSK 0, let's say, so not knowing any words at all the way through to passing HSK 6 in 1 year. And that's true. There's a video of a brilliant student we had in 2017 called Anthea. She's a lovely girl from Germany. She did an interview with us and told us about her experience studying with LTL. Of course, going from HSK 0 to 6 in the future in a year is going to be super difficult, and HSK 0 to 9 in a year, probably not possible at all. But the point is, we can get you super far in a really short amount of time. Whatever time you've got, we can do it. The other reason why you should study HSK with us is because we offer online and offline courses. Now, coming into school was always the way before. Beijing, Shanghai, plus all the other cities. We have 8 cities currently where we're currently active, including Taipei and also Singapore. But we've really expanded our online network this year for obvious reasons. And now actually we have many students who genuinely prefer studying online because it saves them time, it saves them money, they don't have to commute, they don't have to plan around, they can just go home after a long day of work or do whatever their schedule may be, switch on their computer, study the HSK with us, shut the computer and get back to their daily lives, no problem. So of course it's super convenient. You will all know the benefits about studying online these days, and that is one of them. So HSK, whether you study offline or online, we offer both. We offer specific HSK preparational courses. So this pushes everything else aside and we're driven solely towards passing the HSK exam. Yourself and your teacher will drive straight towards that goal in the time frame that you're given. And another reason is because we are the best Mandarin school. We're actually voted the best Mandarin school for 2020. If you don't believe me, you can check out our media and accreditations page. The link again will be in the description below. There's a ton of awards and great things there that we've done in the past. We're also HSK accredited, as I mentioned at the start, which is great, thanks to the Confucius Institute and Hanban. And we have thousands of fantastic, satisfied students. Many of them have left excellent reviews for us online, so you can check out our Google reviews, our Facebook reviews, Trustpilot, TripAdvisor, all over our website. Wherever you look, there's fantastic reviews to be seen. So we are genuinely a brand that you can trust. We care. We're all human. There's no robotic, automatic replies. We get back to you fast and we want you to succeed. It's that simple. So, in a nutshell, where should you study the HSK exam? With us, LTL Mandarin School. That concludes our new HSK FAQ video. I really hope that this was useful for you. If there's any FAQs that we've missed out, drop them in the comments below. We'll answer them straight away or as soon as we see them, of course. And remember, as soon as there are updates to the new HSK guidelines and the formalities, etc., we will update our blog, we will update our newsletter and make sure that you find out first. If you want to find out more about the HSK, we also did a podcast Myself and our great colleague Katie, we talked about the HSK and some tips and tricks and some other things. So check out our podcast, it's on soundcloud.com, and you can also check out the blog, which I've already mentioned. The link is in the description below. It's really well written, and we've crammed in all the information we can as quickly as we can so you can find out first in time. Thank you very much for listening for me for so long. I hope it was useful. Take care, and we'll see you very soon. Goodbye.